What's going on, people? Today's episode of RoundURS is with Jawzy. Jawzy's a friend of mine, but also he's a pioneer in a lot of different crafts and cultures. The majority of the conversation that we spoke about was actually focused around grime, but I encourage you to go and check out his channels, S-Star TV, and all of his socials, because he's a man that's been involved and is involved in a lot of different things. What I really liked about the conversation with Jawzy, man, was the nostalgic value of going back and, reminiscing about all of the grime stuff. He's a man that was very much frontline in that. I was a person that was been very much a fan of grime all of my life. So, yeah, man, in this episode, we dive into that. I hope you enjoy. Jawzy.
My brother.
Welcome to RoundURS, bro.
Thank
you for inviting me to your humble abode, man.
Yep. We're local.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. Bro, I'm looking forward to this one, you know.
I know you are, mate, because I've seen it previously. You always look forward to them, so I'm happy you're looking forward to mine.
Do you know what? I feel like we've had like a whole hour of a podcast before we've come onto the podcast. You know
I hope you had it rolling. You had it all recording, because we've done most of.
We've covered a lot already.
We have.
But no, I think this is a really interesting episode, man. Like, I know me and you, obviously, we're friends outside of this, but also I think.
Big up my wedding DJ.
Yes.
Thank you.
Boom.
Big selector at my wedding.
I love that. It's a big compliment, man. And it was actually a sick wedding as well, for real. Like, wicked people, wicked energy, man, for real.
DJ plays a big part.
I love that. No, it's true, man. It's true. But I think, like, one thing I was looking forward to in, like, coming into this episode is talking about your journey. I think you got, like, a real interesting arc of, like, activity from a younger and, like, some of the scenes, some of the movements you've been involved with, to some of the stuff you're up to and, like, getting up to at the moment. So talk to me about, like, where you sort of, like, first started, like, what area of London, like, what was happening at that time?
Right, so I'm a South Londoner. You got the East, man.
Yeah, man.
So I think for me, musically, when I already knew I wanted to be, when I was getting pulled towards music, because obviously some people choose music for different reasons. I think mine was quite organic. Like, I was quite lucky. I say, like, everyone has different reasons. I was lucky my mum was young. My dad was young. So my mum used to go raving to garage, and I used to naturally, that would be the music on in the background. It was garage. So it wasn't 70s, 80s, whatever. It was garage for me. So from 8, I had a tape deck, and I would be I'd be recording. Was it the light back then? I don't even know. I was recording radio from 8, 9 o'clock. 9 years old. Had the tape cassette, put the cardboard in the corners, push and record from 9. Listening to MCs, thinking, yeah, he's decent.
But who showed you how to do that at that age? Like 8 and 9 is young. You know, like
bro.
When I talk to a lot of people, it's like 13, 14. I had a cousin that had decks or
from
XYZ.
Young. I think I ripped my first lyric. I'm not even an MC. I ripped my first lyric probably 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I must have been 8 or 9. I could MC with a flow from back then. And
know
I'd make my sister go back to back with me. She's older than me, but I make her go back to back with me.
Do you know what I find interesting is when you see people who want to participate in the culture, whether it be DJing or whether it be MCing, like, who was the first person that you saw that was like, yeah, I want to try and replicate that?
Do you know what? Like, it's a weird one for me, because I don't know if there was a time when that happened, but it was so natural. It was just normal. Like, it must have been, because I haven't got a dad who was a DJ or a rapper or a producer, or a mum who was that. Obviously, I said my mum's a raver, but I think it was just in me. Like, naturally I was listening to garage, listening to pirate radio without even knowing that I'm going to go down that road. So, but where I'm from, South London, so I started off in South Hills, then went to Battersea. The biggest garage crew, Soul Solid, was in the same estates as me. So probably I would have to say it's Soul Solid. That was making me, that influenced who I was starting to become. Even as young as 8, 9.
And when you was that young, like, talk about, like, that sort of energy, like, being aware that their man was moving around on your estate. What was happening? Like, how were people exchanging music? All of that.
Well, you got to remember, like I'm saying, I was young, so I was 9, 10 years old. I don't think I was even aware it was going on.
You just knew that was the standard.
So for me, obviously, I was into football and music. So for me, listening to Soul Solid Sundays on Delight was like putting on Peppa Pig to a kid nowadays. Like, that's not even a joke. Like,
for real.
That was that natural. That I would go and listen to pirate radio. Like, that's normal to me. Listening to pirate radio is like putting on the telly or putting on YouTube on an iPad nowadays. That's the
Yeah.
equivalent. Like it's so natural. Like I know there's people that come into the music game because they want to get involved. Like I was born into it off my own back though. Not
Yeah.
my dad didn't bring my mum. Haven't got an older brother who brought me in. It was just natural. That's what took me. It was like you're in Battersea, garage is what it was at the time. That was just drawing me in.
Yeah,
like,
I relate to that though, man. Same thing with me. Like, neither my mum and dad are ravers or anything like that. And like, I wanted to step in because the allure of it. Do you know what I mean? The pull of it. I was like, yo, whatever this is.
Did you want to step in, or it pulled you in?
Nah,
For me, I feel like I was just in it. I didn't know.
It was definitely a conscious thing for me. Like I walked into it. Like I was like, whatever that energy is, that light, I'm following it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how did you go from like recording the tape decks and doing all that to then decks and like?
Okay, so I think I must have been 13 or 14 when I got my first decks. I'm sure it was that. Big up my dad bought me some belt drives, Sound Labs.
Pops with the belt drives.
Bought me the belt drives, and I remember he put the Techniques slip mat on, and I subconsciously thought I had Techniques.
That's live. That's love.
I was like, yes.
That's love though. You know that.
I weren't even taking
attention to
photos.
detail.
Yeah, I was like,
I
got the Techniques, but I didn't realize it was just the slip mat.
So what happened when you tried to do like spin backs?
Yeah,
and that? Like, it was...
one little touch on the jog wheel, and it's stopping. Like you know what belt drives like, it's stopping. But yeah, so it was about 14 when I got my decks, and from there. I bought my first record at Unique Music, which is on Falcon Road in Battersea. I bought 2 tunes, my first 2 tunes. And the first one sounds commercial, but at the time it wasn't commercial. Craig Davey, Rewind.
Yeah.
I've still got it. It says Public Demand on it, promo. Like there's
White
no
label.
other writing. No, it's a green label, Public Demand, which is a massive garage label. And I bought the Click Good Rhymes. Okay. So PSG.
Yeah.
Creed, all them ways. Good rhymes, we all have good. We did it again. I'll keep going if you want now. Yeah. So that was my first 2 tunes.
Yeah.
And then from there, the collection just built up. I don't know, my dad would give me pocket money, and then every £7 went on a vinyl.
Yeah.
From young, but back then, like there was vinyl shops everywhere.
Yeah.
So obviously, I was around that way. I was just around Wandsworth, Battersea, so it would be Unique Music. There was one on the top of Battersea as well. I can't remember what it's called, but there was just a few local shops. And then obviously as I got a bit older, then I went to Croydon. Then I went to Lewisham, but that was more in the later on grime days.
Yeah. So like, okay, so you've got your decks now. You started building up your record collection, yeah. And like, is that garage? No, it's not evolved onto
it was
grime
garage.
yet.
Yeah, it was garage. I even bought a couple jungle drum and bass tunes off one of my pals.
Yeah.
He sold me a couple of his tunes. So yeah, that was the start of the collection.
Yeah. So boom, how did it become a thing where you was actually DJing out? Like, how did you become Jawzy? Like, at what age did that start?
Do you know what? My uncle said his initials was Jaw.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so his name's Justin, my name's Jordan. We got the same name. So I was like, right, my name's Jaw. So then I thought, right, I need a DJ name. So I added Z on the end instead of S. So it's Jaws. So I used to say, right, my name, I'd say it all. So how I got my name Jawzy, I used to say my name is Jordan Allen Wells Smith. Switch the Smith with a Z.
Yeah.
And then Y because you asked me. And then that was how I got my name. Bookie, but that's how I got it.
I like that.
That was the whole reason why I got it.
I like that. So
and
boom, go on, continue.
So now I had my name, and then what we was in school, doing our little MCing thing, got to like, what was he like, 50, I think 15 was when I first went on pirate radio.
You remember your first bar?
Yeah. No, I can remember my first bar, but my first proper bar, I can remember. You want it?
Yeah, go on here.
I got a balcony. You got a garden. I say, what? You say, pardon. You got a family. I just got dad. You always been happy. I've always been sad. But Jawzy, life goes on. So I shot at pirates, then I shot at porn. Standard. That's where if life goes on. Got to make money quick because that's how it goes on. I got more, but I'll leave it there.
I feel like you was practicing that yesterday.
Nah,
for this
bro,
question.
like I said, it's natural.
It's natural
just in you. Like that's like me singing ABC, the alphabet.
I love that. So them times, like, what, you was clashing man in the playground at school and that?
Clashing. I remember we done a little stage show at school. Then now I'm going into the part where I got the upgrade of decks.
Yeah.
So there was like everyone had 12 cents.
Sorry, you was MCing before you was DJing.
Well, I had the decks.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I got the decks, and I was more interested in MCing.
Yeah.
So you play the tune and just MC over the tune without even really mixing. And then we got the upgrade. I had the choice. My dad, I was lucky. Like my dad's a grafter. he's not even rich, but he just grafted and gave me what if I wanted something, he'd get it for me. And I went from, he said, right, you can have 1210s. And for some reason I was like, no, I want the Vestax.
Yeah.
Vestax PDX 2000s.
Yeah,
They're the ones, because they could reverse. And they could do it super fast, like,
I know
not
which one
plus
you're
8.
talking about. Because they used to have the fin, you remember that, the Vestax, the fin mixer as well,
Yeah,
the scratcher mixer.
the scratcher.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember them times though, the Vestax used to actually be the lick.
Bro, they were cold, but they just didn't, they weren't like the industry standard. Everyone just stuck with Technique 1210s.
But them times though, it was closer though.
It
was closer. Like,
definitely.
you see now, like, Pioneer, it's just Pioneer.
Yeah,
really. No one even talks about anything else really. Apart from Dex, obviously, Technics. But yeah, that's mad.
So I got them, and then we done a couple stage shows at school. And then my best pal at the time, who was MCing me, like, he weren't interested. So then, like I said, because it was so natural, I couldn't not do it. So then that's when I started going on Pirate Radio, and I think I was 15.
Yeah.
So Pirate Radio, and then the journey started to begin then properly. Like, obviously, everything before was just foundations. Like, right, now we're starting to do stuff.
Like, kind of like building a foundation, getting your ability. But at that time though, like around that time, maybe like 15, 16, what's the song that you remember, like, yo, like this song meant so much to me, or this song made me feel like I've got to step into this?
What's the song? Do you know what? It's not really, I can't really name a song at an age, because, like, now, like, you're a DJ, you'll get a tune early. So like, I used to get no tunes early, way before they come in a record shop, or way before most people would know what the name was. You just get it, because back then, like, there was so much tunes coming out. You just go in a shot, that's a banger. It's by that producer. It's by Wiley. It's by Dan the Man. It's by do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, do you know what? Probably if the first tune when I think it was a game changer for my mind was probably Dilemma.
Yeah.
So Solid.
Yeah.
It's probably that. And for me, that's one of the transitions into grime. So you got, for me, obviously Dilemma's a little bit before grime, but the transition for me starts at Pulse X into Eskimo.
Yeah.
And that's when, like, that was when it was the proper stuff was starting.
So
to
around that
me.
time, is it just grime and garage, or is there like reggae? Is there other stuff that you're into?
Nah, there's no reggae.
Was just like,
I like reggae.
It was just tunnel vision. Like that's all I'm listening to.
Yeah, like it was just like, let's just bring it into now, into 2020. If you're 15, you're listening to drill. You're born into drill. Your Spotify playlist is drill, rap, maybe a bit of grime. So back then, for me at 15, where I grew up, who I hanged around, it was grime and garage. There was no roots to it. There's no like, but this is my roots. My roots is garage and grime.
Yeah.
That's
the
me.
reason I asked that is because you got quite like eclectic taste in terms of like, if I just look at the different scenes you've been involved with, and like, I guess even just from your DJ styles, like you've done a lot of different sort of like flavors and that, especially even what you're doing now. Do you know what I'm saying? But I guess that does relate, like especially like some of the techno stuff. It does come back. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there is definitely influences on the type of techno and the type of house that I play now. But yeah, the foundations is just grime and garage. There is no, like, obviously for certain people, they will say grime comes from ragga and reggae. Like, that's where it stems from. But you're talking about Wiley and that, who watched like stage shows and like Sting and all that. Whereas I watched Wiley.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So the originators of grime are my originators, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that.
Do you know what I mean? So the pioneers of grime are like the people I grew up listening to, or the pioneers of garage, whereas their pioneers are ragga and reggae, and do you get what I'm saying? So my foundation is garage.
Yeah.
Like, I remember buying tape packs and things like that at like 12, watching Wiley or watching Slimzy, Creed, PSG, EZ, watching all them things at 12, thinking, I want to DJ at raves. I want to go to a rave. And I was 11, 12. Do you get what I'm saying? That was what I loved watching.
So what was the sort of like, when did it step up a level? When did you go from, I guess, like collecting songs, being like a kind of bedroom DJ, playing music to your friends, then like, all right, boom, like I'm now part of something? And what crew was that? I'd say
grime, so it would have been grime, because I didn't really do it. I didn't do nothing in garage. Like, garage is not my scene. Garage is what I grew up on. Grime is where I started to build a proper foundation and a movement. And it would probably be with like us on Top FM. So mainly like with grime, with something on grime, people say to me, Hood Stars, Dot Rotten, etc. But for me, on Top FM, when I was with like, D Gully and them boys.
I don't
D
know
Gully, Browser and them boys, Feedback and that. So with them boys, I started to make a bit more moves. So, and then with them, I started to go on radio. People like Big Nasty, L-Man, and YO, who's like Young Teflon and all that lot now. You know, like them rappers there. So before, obviously, all them man were grime, innit? Like back in years ago. So I would think that was when it started to get a little bit, I wouldn't say serious, but I'd start to make a bit more waves in the scene.
Yeah. You was part of something at that point.
It wasn't just going on radio, like, because obviously I've been on radio stations that were in kitchens or just in some little hood area in South London, whereas on top, it was still in the hood, like it was in Peckham and down like some little back streets or whatnot, but it just felt like, established.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Because you were starting to move in a circuit.
Yeah, like I was part of something that's better. I did go on Delight before that, but I didn't have my own show on Delight.
Yeah.
I just went on there with someone.
So when you was at that stage, what was like, not like your hopes and dreams, but I guess what was you seeing the next step? Like, was you seeing yourself as like a bigger brand? Like, did you want to create a platform? Like, what was the sort of like aspirations for a young Jawzy?
At that time, no, I didn't look past where I was in terms of music.
You were just following.
I was just buying records or getting by that time it started to transition into CDs. So by that time I was just making a name as a DJ or building links with people that are established. So now I'm getting tunes sent to me before they're out.
Yeah.
So I was at that period now. So then I'm like getting tunes off X amount of producers, and now MCs are calling me to come on my sets. Mm-hmm. And then this is when I started to film.
Okay.
So then I started to film because one of my good pals' brother, he bought a camera and was like, yeah, right, let's start something. He knew I had links in the grime scene. So then we started to, built the channel, started the channel.
Okay, so it started back then. What point did it start?
I think our first video went up in 2008.
Okay.
I'd just come out of being a naughty boy, and then we started the channel. Positive.
Yeah.
Something good come out.
Yeah, no, for real.
Actually,
so what was the first video you recorded? Can you remember?
The first video, I remember the first two. The first was one guy from East called Wax, and the second was a boy from East called Maxter. Yeah. So we done an interview and some boy Messi as well from South East. We done an interview and a freestyle. And that's where it started.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I didn't look back, but I know if I can see the exact freeze frame now from the first video, I can see it, and I'm just a young boy looking to do an interview. In the interview, I'm just looking like this in the back. I'm not even looking at him. I'm just looking like this. He's talking. I'm not even looking at the camera. I'm just like that.
When you interview people back then, did you used to get nervous? Or is it just a thing where it's like...
It wasn't professional enough. It was just... Yeah. It was like the equivalent of someone standing there with their phone now doing an Instagram interview. Yeah, it was like that. It wasn't professional enough. It was just...
But what was driving you them times? Did you know that's good real estate to be involved in? Like getting people on camera?
I knew I had a network.
Okay.
I had a network.
that was the value there.
And it was just... It's like I said, bruv, like, because it's so natural... You just naturally start doing that and naturally start doing this. Yeah. Like, music's so natural that you just evolve. It's not even a choice in a way. You just naturally evolve. Like, not even by choice. You just start doing things. Oh, yeah, get a camera. Right, let's start a channel. Yeah, right, let's start producing. It's not really a choice, bro.
That's very DIY,
it's just music, bro. It is DIY,
some people don't have that. That's what I'm kind of saying.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. It's in the DNA without knowing it, or without someone else giving you that DNA.
You must know that there's so many people must have been in your circles over the years that hold gems in terms of content or respect, but they don't do anything with it. Like you've got the mindset to be like, all right, boom, like this is important for me to do. Like, and what I'm trying to get with that question is that, like, were you passionate about the culture? Like, I want to contribute to the culture and this be a long-term thing for me? Or is it just like, do you know what? Like, this is what I've got to do. I'm passionate about it.
This is what I'm saying. I didn't think about it.
Yeah, we're just moving.
It was just happening.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not a thing. I wasn't thinking a year ahead. Wasn't thinking 2 weeks ahead. It was just, we had a camera and I had 20 MCs around me. Yeah. Or I knew that way from East. I knew that way from South. North. Like, you know, like music just brings you get, your network just builds naturally. Yeah. People message you, whatever. Back then, people just turn up. You'd be like, all right, hey, come and do the set with me on Urban FM or on Top FM. And then you turn up with 5 other MCs. Now I know another 5 geezers. And then and then it just escalates from there. Like another 5 gets built when we do another set somewhere else. So that it just naturally was building.
Yeah. What point did you start throwing parties and events?
That was a long time after. That was like I've never thrown a grime event.
Okay.
So like that came from the house and the techno side of it. Like
You never thought to get involved in the production side of grime?
I've done a few bootlegs.
Yeah.
Obviously with like when you're a DJ grime, like you just like to have the exclusives. So back then bootlegs were massive.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, of course.
Like if you like tunes like Dizzy Rascal Ho, there's about 40 tunes, 40 versions of that.
Yeah, yeah.
And like when you're a grime, you just want to like, I just made bootlegs. I never made actual tunes. But even now, when you listen back to grime, like back then, like grime now and grime then is very different.
Yeah,
like, it's
yeah,
very
yeah.
I look at a file size, it will say 2.3 MB, and you think, how good is the quality
been
on
ripped
that?
off
like,
YouTube or something.
but that's
160.
sent from the producer. That's
Yeah.
like from, let's say, DJ Master from East or Rapid. Like Rapid used to send me bare tunes, Rude Kid.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
where's you send me, like, obviously they're a little bit later than the 2.3s. They may be like an 8.9 MB file size.
Yeah, yeah.
But back then, like when I look at my hard drives, from then, they're literally 3 megabytes, and you're thinking, how bad was the sound quality?
Yeah, yeah.
But that was
Some of that shit
grime.
is classic though. Some of that
It
shit is classic.
Like when you, bruv, even the vinyl I have of Pied Piper, yeah, sounds so distorted.
Yeah.
Like, and they released that. They happily released that.
Yeah.
And like that, but that's what I'm saying. That's what grime is back then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's DIY.
Exactly.
It's a DIY
So when you're
culture.
saying, oh, did you think about if you're gonna contribute to the culture? I don't think people were just doing it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was just natural that no one knew anything about the business back then or where it was going. It was just natural.
Yeah.
Whereas now I think people,
It's
it's
more
not
formulated.
like, and there's other people influencing, or it's not as organic. Like people are doing it because they know good things are coming from it. Whereas back then it was just people were doing it because that was how people vented.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's how people expressed themselves. It was very, very natural back then.
Across your sort of your career, especially in the sort of grime years as well, you must have seen like some real cold MCs, whether it be on like sets or whether it be in the studio.
Yeah.
Like, can you describe like top 3 moments where you've just seen someone just go blind and you've been like, that guy's mad
Big
talented?
question. Top 3 moments. See, it's hard because when you're a DJ, it's like being a football fan. You're loyal. Bruv, you're loyal to your crew.
Okay, yeah, but I mean like you've just witnessed it and it's like, it's a live thing, whether it's on stage
Right,
or
yeah, I
it's in
got a
booth.
wicked one. I got a
It's
good one.
booth and you just think
One
that
time we
person
was at
licked
a
off.
rave, it's Egg. Actually, it was Egg.
Yeah.
But this must have been 2010. I've got it on my YouTube, and it's Temps going in at Chock-a-Block. And I was a bit drunk and I was filming. I was in the mix. I was in there like this. Skeppy, everyone was there filming everyone, P Money. And I had one of them cameras. It was a Sony and it has the flip out like this. The screen comes up, bro. I'm in the middle, in the mix, and boom, the screen goes, and it's hanging off like this. It's hanging off, like dangling around. And that was a sick bit of footage. Where I'll show you that at a later date. That was a big moment.
Yeah.
Temps went in then. I think he was doing a PA of Next Hype.
Yeah, yeah.
And this was when it was massive. Like this was before the video, before the music.
Yeah, yeah,
This is
yeah.
when it was in the underground, in the raves, Darky Freaker production, and everyone was just going crazy. That was a big reload. But reloads that was the biggest thing in grime.
Yeah, for real.
People, not me obviously, but MCs wrote to get a reload.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now they write to get a number 1.
Yeah, yeah.
But the foundation of grime is writing to get a reload.
Yeah.
What's my opening 2 lines gonna be that's gonna get the crowd hype?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's mad to think the person who created this platform for them was writing to get a wheel up.
Yeah.
You was in a rave where you couldn't even hear more than 2 minutes of a tune because the tune was getting pulled up.
Inside of that though, don't you think that's like such an amazing part of the culture though?
100%.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like
100%.
Even for me, like when I was way on the outskirts, like compared to where you were, but I was looking at it and I always had the utmost belief that it's gonna be massive one day. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. You've got that mind where, yeah, I don't want to say it's more professional, but you think out the box different to me. Whereas me, I'm just in it, living in it.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just living in it like, yeah, this is normal.
Yeah.
Whereas
no, I
like you
understand
said,
that.
you're looking in from afar, you're thinking, yeah, this can get bigger.
I wasn't even thinking of it like a product. I just knew, yeah, like I knew what was happening. Like I remember my cousin showed me Lord of the Mics thing, and I just remember thinking like, oh my days, like, you know, it's like the first time you discover something that you're like passionate about. Say you was into boxing or like UFC or something. The first time you see someone get knocked out, something, you're like raw, like that type of like experience.
What Lord of the Mics did you watch? The first one?
Kano vs Wiley. I don't even know. I can't remember which one that was.
Crazy.
But yeah, I remember watching that and just being like, bruv, what is this? And to be honest, before that, my cousin showed me a lot of grime music, and I remember just hearing it and sort of like understanding the aesthetic, and it just sounded so raw. Understanding that and then seeing how things were moving, it was a lot of it was underground. It never really like cut through to a lot later date. But I always had such faith that like I knew one day it was gonna be massive.
So who did you say to flip it? Who did you got up on Pay As You Go? Being from East, because obviously for me it was so solid.
Honestly, like I remember the first MC that my cousin showed me. I got everything from my cousin, innit? Yeah. Kano was the first person he showed me. I think it was Ghetto Coyote he showed me, and I was like, yo, whatever this is, I need to be a part of it. And you know, the thing is with Kano as well, he was cold. But not only that, it's like, I don't know, I find it hard to articulate, but it's like...
See, imagine, Kano was sick to me, but he wasn't my favourite.
For me, Kano was so cold, bro.
I was more of from the East lot, I was more of a Dizzy and Wiley.
Yeah, no, with Kano, do you know what the thing is? Now I say that, I also think of like All in One and other people that I was shown in at that time.
Click Gloss Mash got the All in One.
Yeah, like, bro, the thing is...
I'm trying to get him on my channel again now.
Is it?
I remember I saw
All in Ones off the rails. What's that?
Don't fail, put the bombs in your mail.
Yo.
Someone put up a post and it was All in One freestyle and practice hours 2.
Yeah.
And I said, where did this guy go? And then someone I followed messaged me like, he's still about. And he follows me. He messaged about, he's still about. And I was like, oh, wicked, like, sort it out. And I just remembered who it was the other day. That was about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Remember it was ever, I messaged him, but I don't know if he's active when he's in.
Yeah, All in One, boom. Like, this is the bird call right now, you know what I mean? But no, for real, like, now you said that, it reminds me of that time. And there was definitely, I went back and I was more aware of like Dizzy and Wiley and a lot of other people. But I remember with Kano, it was a thing where he combined the hip-hop element to grime more. It was more lyrical with it. Do you know what I mean? And
content was there for him.
For me, I think that was the seeds of a lot of MCs. Like when you saw...
Asher D was the same though. Asher D had content from years. True.
And he did flip it on a more hip-hop thing.
Yeah,
like, he flipped between. I hear what you're saying. Man. Let's take a step outside grime right now. Like in terms of like road rap or like UK hip-hop. Was there any people that you was feeling that time when it wasn't like the road rap thing it is now?
Kalashnikov and them lot.
Yeah.
Nah,
you didn't like that.
I wasn't into hip hop. I was just grime.
Yeah. So what about in the new school now? Like in at the moment, like is there rappers that you like? It's not necessarily like grime or drill or anything like that. Is there rappers that you think that guy's hard?
Yeah, like there is, but like rewinding back a bit when you're saying who was I listening back then, the South London equivalent to grime was like rap.
Yeah.
So if you think Roadside G's, Young Teflon, who was young one back then, Flamer, all those boys, and Blade Brown, all them boys were spitting grime.
Yeah.
So that was the transition of grime into drill into UK rap. So not UK hip hop obviously because that was Skinny Man and all those boys, but them boys they're now massive in the drill scene. So that was who I was listening to back then anyway. So like that was the transition as well of drill. Yeah. That came from grime, obviously. Drill's like is a cousin of grime, isn't it?
What about songs like Southside Rhythm and that? Like what was happening at that time?
Southside, I was at the part of Fuji. Yo, I'm G to the I.
Yeah.
Sly, look into my eye. Yeah. I was at that part of the video shoot.
Yeah.
So that's a big tune. Yeah, big up Nicky Asanaki as well, massive. But yeah, that's a massive tune of the history of South London.
Yeah, for
Names
real.
every manor.
Every manor.
Peckham, whatever he said.
Yeah.
Like he bigs up every man. So that's a massive tune. Even if you go back and watch the video, Fuji gets a wheel up in the video.
Yeah. Because
everyone's hyped. We're all in a tunnel in Wandsworth roundabout, you know where McDonald's is with the thing up there. Everyone's in the tunnel going mad and they wheel it up because everyone's going so mad. In the actual video.
How mad is it now, like with Channel U and stuff like that? Like I was talking to a previous guest about Channel U. We sort of touched on it lightly, and I went back to try and find like a Channel U YouTube or a Channel U Instagram. Nothing. Like a lot of that data, or a lot of that thing is just it's only memories now. Yeah. But that was a huge part.
Is that a bad thing though?
I don't know if it's a good or I think it's a bad thing. Like I think there should definitely be a platform.
You can still find some of the classics. I get what you're saying. There's no actual diary of where it is, like where you can just go and you know that all the Channel U videos are there. there's a few digging around. Like you can find all them 8-bar rhythms and that all on there.
Do you know what? There's so many
But
things that I've forgotten about.
It's nice to have it like just as a memory.
But
you had to be there to be part of it.
You see what we were talking about earlier with like the AR glasses and all that type of stuff. I know what you're saying. Like I'm talking about having something tangible though, innit? You see, like as things go on and as technology advances and stuff like that, you gotta have somewhere physical where you can visit these things. Otherwise, it just becomes a memory.
I hear you, but then at the same time, like I think acid house, like, which is a era. There is a few videos. You see the same videos popping up here and there, like the one on Clapham Common. But it's just a memory, and it's like it's not a myth, but you just know about it. It's a legacy that you know about. It's like that is sick. I wish I was there. But you can't visualize it fully because you weren't there, but you know it happened. And that's banging.
The thing is, as well, is that where it's not tangible and where it's not accessible, it becomes more valuable.
There you go.
And I know what you're saying.
Even like now, equivalent to that now is a place in Germany called Berghain.
Yeah.
In Berlin. Mm-hmm. You get to the door, right? The policy's crazy. I ain't been there, but I got a lot of friends that have been. You get there, the first thing they do is cover your camera on your phone, black tape over your phone, so no one knows what it looks like inside unless you've been there.
Yeah.
So therefore, you're just going by word of mouth.
Yeah.
And that's what with Channel U. I'm not saying Channel U's like that because we've still got the MP3s and what, but you experienced it if you was alive or watching Channel U at the time. If you didn't, then you don't know what really happened.
Yeah.
Which is the foundation. But what I'm saying, that's the equivalent. If you don't, it's not a bad thing that you don't know what it looked like or what the videos look like, but you know it happened.
No, yeah, but like I know what you're saying. Yeah, for me personally, I would love to have.
You wish that with the library was there, accessible.
You know what it is? I got shit memory anyway. Like I got a really bad memory.
You allowed to swear?
I don't know. It just happens still. But I got really bad memory. So like I'd love to have a reminder of certain things that happened. Like, oh my days, you remember that? You know what I mean?
But then someone, I don't know, like. Not getting too deep, but if you're meant to remember it, then it will come up somewhere. You'll remember it somehow.
That's true.
Someone will bring it up.
So outside of what we discussed, and like in terms of like your passions outside of music, what else are you passionate about in life? Like what?
What, we already stepping out of music?
No, we're not. We can come back to music, but I'm just, I'm just interested to see like what other things that you're passionate about.
My obviously family, children.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do you know what? In a weird way, I've never thought about that until you said it now. But it feels like everything's related to music in terms of, I don't know, like times in life. Like there's a time in life can relate to a genre of music. Like my last 5 years, or right, let's go. My last 7 years. What year? 2020. So 2011 was then house music.
Yeah. Onwards.
So that helps me identify what was going on in life.
Yeah.
Through music.
Yeah.
Like that's my
Chapters.
easiest way.
Yeah.
That's my easiest way to know about.
Just like that. That's the same way I feel about the Channel U thing. Just like that.
So your teenage years, you can.
I
relate
look at it
to
like
Channel
that.
U.
Yeah. In a lot of way, like that's in some ways I see that as like certain chapters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when this was out, it makes me think, boom, like X, Y, Z. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So really the easiest way for me to do that is teenage years to probably 22, 23, 24 is grime.
Yeah.
25 to move to now or whenever it's house and techno.
Yeah.
So that's when you're saying outside of life, really everything still falls back to music.
I love that.
It actually does.
So cool.
Which is weird, but this is why it was shown to me that everything's so natural in music.
Yeah.
Even when I don't want to do music, I find myself doing music.
Yeah.
Like you can't step away from music when you're. I wouldn't even say I'm a musician because I don't play an instrument. But naturally, music is just that's what draws me in. That's who I am.
All right. So I'm gonna hit you with one. Top 3 MCs.
Top 3 MCs. Yep. I'd have to say Wiley, just because he's Wiley. Like, do you know Wiley? Like, I got a mad story about Wiley.
Go on.
One time, so you know Trey Mission from Canada.
Yeah.
He's an artist that I work very closely with and on my channel, etc. with my boy Nathan. And he was with Wiley. I got a call at like 7:45 a.m. I was like, who's that? Didn't pick it up. Another missed call. It's Wiley, pick up. I've never met Wiley at this point.
Yeah.
Picked up, he's like, Jawzy, I'm with Trey. He's like, I need some weed. I was like, all right. He's like, I'm coming through Clapham now. Can you get me some? I was like, yeah, cool. Made a couple of calls, Then he's not picking up his phone.
Yeah.
So I picked him up, I think 2 8-balls.
Yeah.
Q. Picked him up a Q, whatever. And then he's like, didn't pick up. So then Trey was like, we've gone up to Manchester. Yeah. You know, like them man are just mad, spontaneous. Bruv, I've bumped into Wiley outside Hoxton Square. He was with Ice Kid and a couple others talking. Wiley just pulls out £40 and goes, "Oh, sorry about that." Bruv, this is 4 years later. This is 4 years later.
That's jokes.
So Wiley's number one just because he gave me that 40 quid. No, big up Will, because Wiley's just Wiley, bro. Without Wiley, bro, grime wouldn't be grime. Second, are we talking all time?
Do you know what? I was going to say that before, yeah. I was going to split it into artist and then stage show.
I don't really care about artists, bro.
For real?
I come from real grime. I don't really care.
So
for
you don't
artists.
class.
I love artists.
Like
I
recorded
respect
grime.
art.
You don't class it as real grime.
I do, but I don't. If I'm talking MCs, an MC is not an artist to me. You said MC.
All right.
It's a difference.
All right.
There's a big difference. You not agree?
Like for me,
some MCs are not artists.
I split it into like rave or stage show and artist. That's the way I split it in my mind.
Wait, so
because it's like you see like a stage show MC. Like for me, it would be like
Gets thing
Double,
to do the artist thing.
Wiley. I think people lick off anyone's head, innit? And the third one is hard. Like it's probably about 3 different people in the third spot. But it's like them two. I know that in a clash, a lot of people are going down.
Even Dizzy though. Dizzy was a sick MC and then made probably the best body of work to come out the UK.
Transition.
But The Boy in the Corner is probably the best body of work to come out the UK.
Yeah. Okay, so then let's talk about other body of works then on a grime tip.
What, best release?
Yeah, let's say best release, yeah.
But then, yeah, see, I'm when I
body
think
of work,
I'm too loyal to grime.
But let's call it body of work because that's easy to define.
All right, so Boy in the Corner has to be up there.
Yeah.
Are we talking just grime or UK?
Let's call it grime. Yeah, let's call it grime. The thing
so
is,
then Boy in the Corner has to come out.
But that's what. Okay. Yeah, fucking hell, man.
Bro, you have to get. You have to.
The
question has to be clear because it's
cool,
important.
Cool. For me, yeah, this is how I'm gonna explain it. Yeah, you have grime culture, and you have grime music. Yeah, grime music is 140 BPM. And it has
You're not allowed to go out of that.
No, and it has certain characteristics. For example, drill can sometimes be like 140 or something as well. Yeah,
that's probably what held grime back for so long, though. You do.
But then I'm saying, yeah, then there's culture. Like, so for example, yeah, Boy in the Corner is a release, yeah, but
it's a proper body.
I wouldn't say it's a grime album because you got to fix
body
up.
Of work.
Look, but that's from the culture though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not part of UK hip hop. Like it's not. Even though it takes part of that, but the recipe there is grime. That's what. And when I'm asking that question, that's what I'm talking about. So Kano, Home Sweet Home, that falls into that. I don't like
that album. Yeah, and cool. I see it get said. Obviously, my opinion doesn't count in terms of the big outside world. In terms of people say how amazing Home Sweet Home is, but for me, I love Kano as a person. I think he's an amazing person and he's very talented. But his music doesn't talk to me.
Yeah,
doesn't talk to me.
So bodies of work that talk to you from the grime culture.
See, I'm thinking, I used to have all these CDs on my wall. My dad threw them out, man. I'm playing. When I moved up, my dad threw them out. I used to have DJ Jawzy in letters, but in grime CDs.
Yeah.
I must have had 80 CDs on the wall.
Yeah.
I'm talking DJ like that. That's the D.
Yeah.
So that's the D, and it's Jawzy. I'll show you a picture. I'll send it to you so you can flash it up on the screen right now. And I'm thinking of what's in that, because I used to have all my favourite CDs in that. I'd have to say Roadside G's album.
Yeah.
Cold. Can't come to the roadside. Bang, bang, bang. Can't come to the road. That's raw, authentic South London grime.
Yeah.
Which, if you listen to that now, you'd be like, yeah, that's where drill comes from.
Yeah, okay.
That's the dad right there, the baby father right there of drill. Like, seriously. And then I'd have to say, we would say body of work.
Body of work, yeah.
I'm going to put Boy in the Corner in there just because it was a massive part, like Mercury Prize, like massive. So Boy in the Corner. I feel I have to put a Wiley album in there.
So you wouldn't put a Rotten album in there? Because I was talking about that one earlier.
I would. No, I won't. Only because I don't... In terms of actual tunes, like he's got banger after banger on there. But you just think of what albums and bodies work changed the game.
I see. Impact.
Yeah, like really, when you think grime and you think album, what CD covers are coming into my head right now? What artwork am I seeing? And they're the ones I'm seeing. I'm seeing Dizzy.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Roadside G's. Maybe you see even Skepta, the orange one. Greatest hits. Like things like that. They're the ones that kind of... R.I.P. Young Dot is a massive album. Like
Yeah,
I was there when he recorded probably 3 of the tunes in the studio. Fell asleep. Well, I'd thought like Dot played it. Dot's probably the most talented person I've met.
Yeah.
In life, and I mean, people like I've got friends that are accountants and whatnot, but he is probably the most naturally talented person I've ever met.
Yeah.
Like this guy is so talented. But I'd go in the studio, we'd step in the studio, and he'd right, I've made this beat, right, boom. Then I'll go see it way cut, and he's made the hit. The hit's been made. I'll be asleep 2 hours and it's done.
Yeah, yeah.
He's engineered it himself. He's not even wrote. He's like a Jay-Z. He doesn't write lyrics.
Yeah.
Does it there and then. I remember one time I went to his house. I was like, hey, there's a Virgin Excursion. SX Woo Rhythm. Remember it?
Yeah.
I was like, bro, you have to make one of these. Right, so this is Monday. No, this is Sunday.
Yeah.
Right, I'll get to his house, where at the moment, Dot's like a crazy character. Like, he's had a hard life. This moment, he's living in Plumstead. We go in there, I say, bro, you need to vocal this tune. Everyone's doing it. D-Double just done his one, whoever. Bro, he's like, all right, cool, put it on. Cool. 3 hours later, tune's done.
Yeah.
Next day, I bring my camera. We shoot the video there and then. Then that night, it's on Logan Sama. And he's sent for everyone in the whole scene. We put the video out, and within about 2 days, it's got like 80,000 views. And it's like, this is grime. Like, this is it. Like, we've just done this ourselves. I bring you the beat, you produced, you've vocaled it, mixed it down. We've shot the video. It's on Kiss FM right now, and we've done the video 80,000 views 2 days. And like, that's what this guy's capable of. Rotten, bro.
So and that's interesting to me. What are some of the moments that you're most proud of in like your career?
Well, you probably the main one probably is I Got Shapes. Like, we ain't even spoke about house music.
Yeah.
Like, I Got Shapes is probably the biggest. I remember I'd done obviously Esther, was filming a lot. Then I got into raving. I started raving a lot, and I was like, not stop DJing, but I just started raving. Started having hard weekends.
Yeah.
And like no sleep.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, I see my pals from the manor somewhere, Justice, Edward Scissorhands now is known as online. And I was like, bro, I need to film you dancing. Like, this scene's sick. We used to go Can't Stop, Won't Stop in Aquarium.
Yeah.
And the vibe was just, I said it to Detox as well. I said, Tox, bro, I need to film these. Like, these lot are sick dancers. Like, look at everyone.
Yeah.
I could just see this news, not even the news, I could just see this whole, I don't know, it's like culture just building there and then. Like, something was happening. I was visualizing it. And then next thing you know, I was like, Justice, we need to film. Left it about a week. Next thing you know, a video popped up online, Keza, dancing out on the street. I was like, oh, I've missed the boat.
Yeah.
It didn't go viral. I was like, I've missed the boat. Anyway, phoned up Justice. I was like, bruv, let's shoot. Filmed him. Bruv, within 2 hours, the video had like 5,000. I was like, whoa, that's quite a lot for like a dancing video.
Yeah.
Then like after that night, 10,000. Bruv, by the end of the week, it was on like 80,000 or 70,000. I was like, raw. Filmed the next one. Again. Next, we had a viral series, bro.
Boom.
I had people making what's it called when people take the mick out of something?
Like reaction video type things.
Yeah, not a reaction, but like when they make a version of what you do, parodies. I had people making parodies of my series.
Yeah.
And that's when I thought, this is big.
Yeah, this
when
is
people going out their way to make parodies of your thing, I thought, this is decent.
Yeah.
So when you say the most proud about, it's probably I Got Shapes. Even though grime is my roots, I Got Shapes probably had the biggest impact. Like, I have people coming up to me saying, without you, I wouldn't be into house music. Like, bare times I'm at festivals off like whatever, enjoying myself. I'm at festivals enjoying myself, and then people like, bro, like, I'm mangled, and people want to take photos. I'm like, allow it. Like, it's not even me. I'm just filming. Like, it's just my idea, and I'm just filming.
It's culture though, innit, man?
It is.
That's the thing, man. Like,
and the mad thing is, like, with the whole dancing thing and the shuffling thing, which obviously originated from like the Manchester lot and that.
Yeah.
They was doing that shuffling in the late 80s. And
even like that goes back to Chicago as well, no?
Yeah,
that's part of it as well.
Yeah. Well, that's where house originated from. But what happened, like, a stigma started to get attached to it.
Yeah.
So like, it was quite not a rough crowd. Like, to me and you, it's not rough. It's normal.
Yeah. People enjoy themselves, but the way people look at that, it caused problems.
But you know what? You had hood man them. Like, you had a lot of hood guys in there, Brixton, Peckham, all surrounding mad areas, coming together, taking certain things and being happy. And dancing.
Yeah.
And like, but in the queue, it looks like, there's going to be trouble.
Yeah.
Or there might have been a bit of trouble there, but very minimal.
Yeah.
But you had these like serious people coming together, like putting their problems to the side, having a good time. But the stigma that came with that is that, oh yeah, there's a lot of hood people in here. We don't need that sort of crowd in our club.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Not promoters, but the venue holders were then getting pressured from like the police, government.
Don't throw those type
and
of
that's
events.
when then the stigma started to come on my channel. And I noticed, because obviously I was DJing, I stopped getting as many bookings. Or some promoters were like, oh no, like you attract too many shufflers. You attract this guy. And then that's when I started to then take my foot off the filming, because I thought, I'm going to stop doing this because there's too much of a bad stigma attached.
Yeah. That's mad though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mad, but it's what happens, isn't it?
For real though, but what one of the things that strikes me about that story again is your insight, bro. Is the DIY mentality where it's like, do you know what? I'm gonna record this because this is a vibe, and that kind of comes back to the grime thing, man. And I feel like that's something that you naturally lean into, bro. And not saying like you capitalize on the culture, but it's like you see an opportunity and you want to give it a platform.
No, but I think with grime, that wasn't the case. I think with the house, it was. I think because I was already. Sorry, bro. It's getting closer now. I think because of with the house, that platform wasn't there. Whereas grime, there was already a visual platform.
Yeah.
You already had Risky Roads, Practice Hours, SBTV started to be born. Grime Daily, it wasn't GRM, it was Grime Daily back then. I don't even think Link Up was about then. That was when I started my channel. That was all. There was already visuals there. Whereas house,
of course,
I felt like I was looking around. I could visualize it, and I had a platform.
Yeah.
So I thought, let me create that. So that was more of me saying I can contribute towards this culture and towards all of this and what's going on here. But grime, it was just naturally get involved. It wasn't creating. It was just being involved. But naturally, we just had a camera. Right? Let's do our bit as well.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I get that. So, you went from...
Did I give you my third top MC? Number 3.
Number 3, what do you mean?
MC, you said top 3. Who did I say?
Do you know what? I can't remember. You gave me 3 though.
Did I? I said Wiley Dizzy. I don't think I did give you the other one.
Swear down.
Yeah.
Go on, give me the third one then.
Number 3. If I'd say number...
That was like 2
D-double.
conversations
I know.
ago.
Do you know what? It just popped back in my head. I was like, I didn't squeeze
Double,
it.
yeah, 100%. I agree with that one.
Probably double. It's probably... Sorry, go on.
No.
But when I think about that question, I don't actually put double in it, but he comes to mind. Skepta artist. See, we was talking about bodies of work and that, and we went off.
Well, the thing is, the bodies of work kind of got. That's for me. That's why.
Who's your top 3?
All right.
Let me have my. It gives me a time to have a drink. That's what I asked.
This is a tricky one, yeah. So like, I'd say stage show, yeah, in a clash.
No. Who's your top 3 MCs?
But measured by what though? Because it's different answer
Who's
every
my
time.
favourite 3 grime MCs?
Like all rounder.
Who comes in your head when I say that to you? Top 3. You've got their faces in your head right now. Who are they? You're thinking too hard.
Bro, it's so hard though. That's the thing, like, because I have to look at it from different things. For example, yeah, like Gets would be probably in the top 3 for either like stage show or bodies of work or like freestyle ability, whatever you want to call it. Yeah,
he's cold.
But like sometimes I feel
he can
like
dance as well. I could have put him on I Got Shapes.
Is it?
Yeah, he can dance. He can shuffle. And
I kind of feel though there's other MCs though that like at their peak on a stage show, because Gets was so lyrical. Like I feel like sometimes some people just had the catchy shit. You know what I mean? Like Wiley or a double. Like they had some bars that always went off. Not that his didn't. But long term, I feel like Gets has always been a top 3 for me for a longer period of time.
He evolved so much.
Do you know what I mean? And like he
That
made
Risky
bodies
Roads
of work.
freestyle.
What was it? 2000 and Life. Like all of the mixtapes that have come after that. I feel like some of them have been my favourite projects.
Yeah. 100%.
Whereas I feel like
Ghetto Gospel got me through my visit to Her Majesty's hotel.
Is it?
Ghetto Gospel was my go-to album, and Back to the Lab 2 by Frisco.
Yeah.
Big Boy CDs.
Yeah, bro. Like I feel
I
like
left them in there as well.
Swear
They're
down.
probably still circulating around
Give
HMP
it back,
Rochester.
But no, I think there's a few MCs for me like that have standed the test of time. Like for me, Double's cold, yeah. But like bodies of work from Double is a bit different. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
his album weren't the best.
Releases are a bit.
Do you know
different.
about his album?
Are they?
There you go.
Blooku.
No, he had another album, innit?
Is it?
It might be Blooku, but yeah.
Bro, I'm not even disrespecting Legend because I massively respect what he does and what he's done. But it's like when it comes to like MCs that I look up to and I think like raw, like they've really been consistent. Gets has got to be up there.
100%.
For me, Kano's got to be up there. And then the third place is probably Skepta, is probably someone else. Like for me, like I feel like Skepta's reinvented himself bare times. You know what I'm saying? And like the
100%.
wave, even the music he makes, like I feel like he innovates grime. Do you know what I'm saying? He makes grime that's still exciting to
Yeah,
me.
he kind of dictates it a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah.
When
But I
when
think
he
that's the
does
production
something,
element.
everyone stops.
I feel like when you have the production element like he does, and he can change a sound or move things in a direction. I feel like when you're like a 360 artist like that, you can dictate things more. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know I just asked you a question, but one more. I saw someone write earlier, who's the king of grime currently? And I think it was Link Up put it up.
Skepta.
Yeah, they said it was in a... Who's yours?
At the moment,
Yeah.
I'll be real with you, bro. Like, I don't catch up. I don't keep up with grime like that.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not coming from an informed place if I say that.
Yeah.
I'm coming from a real surface level.
Disclaimer.
Of just like spikes that I see, like, oh, swear down that's happened, or that's where I'm coming from. So I wouldn't say I know. Do you know what I'm saying?
Disclaimer accepted.
But there was three, right?
Yeah.
JK, Skepta, who?
I don't know how the other one was.
Boom. So what are you saying about this mix?
What we saying about this mix?
I'm ready to go into it,
It's
man.
not me, it's us.
No, yeah, it's a back-to-back thing. I'm just saying, like,
The new Martinez brothers. This is it now. This is it.
No, for real. But bro, I think it's been a sick interview, man. Like, we've covered a lot, man. And yeah, bro, I'm looking forward to going inside the mix.
I'm glad. You know what? We kept it clean. I thought we was gonna.
You swore a couple times though, I think.
No, I mean, like, I thought we was gonna start telling some stories.
Oh no, it's PG, man.
When you messaged me saying we're gonna do it, I was like, right, what dirt have I got on? And then we had one quick convo before saying we won't do that dirt.
Nah, man. Keep it clean,
save
bro.
that for after hours.
Yeah, no, but bro, thank you, man. I appreciate
My brother,
the time,
thank
man.
you very much.
Yeah,
Big up.
love.
Big up.